What is up, NFL fans? What is up, fantasy football lovers? It's your boy Kevin Phillip Fox, and I'm here with the Pro Football Demon, and we're bringing you the Fantasy Q&A show. I absolutely love, Demon, how active the chat is. We have people calling us out on our being 2 minutes late. I love the commitment. I honestly, we couldn't ask for better fans. We couldn't ask for better listeners.
No, not at all. We try to be on time, but sometimes these things take a bad turn, and then we might be a couple minutes late.
But
We'll always be here when we say we
Demon,
are.
what I always say is like that's the journey, man.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in the journey is the destination. So if we're here, if we start at 4:02, we were always meant to.
That's right.
You feel me? All right, let's go. We're getting philosophical early. Pro Football Demon, do you want to address the fact that your team is 1-5 in our Superflex Dynasty League?
I wanted to address the fact that you have zero respect for me, apparently, and I've learned this. I've learned this recently when I.
It's true. I'm just kidding.
It was confirmed for me when I received the trade offer of Zach Wilson and Rashad Bateman for. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Who would do such a thing?
Yeah, you.
Who would do such a thing? I can't fathom it. So. Listen, Pro Football Demon, we could wax poetic about our fantasy league all day because I'm starting Tyson Bagent and Brian Hoyer. I think it's just a rite of passage. It's my first Dynasty Superflex by Apocalypse. Rite of passage, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't really want to talk about it. I think we should just get into questions. How does that feel?
We'll get into questions.
Does that feel good? All right. Well, Mr. Squishy 79 is kicking us off. He wants to know if he should trade Kirk, Pierce, and Baby Cook for Chuba Hubbard. Yes or no? That feels like a one-sided trade. Am I?
That feels like a one-sided trade.
That feels like a collusion trade.
Yeah, and the thing you have to remember about the Panthers is they gave Miles Sanders a monster contract. So I think even if Chuba Hubbard plays well when Sanders comes back, I don't see them rolling out Chuba Hubbard, considering they're paying this guy all that money.
Yeah,
Kirk has been playing very well. I know Pierce has been doing horribly, and there doesn't seem to be any end in sight there. And James Cook, he'll have his weeks. He's seems to be kind of on the downtick a little bit, but
RB2 range, right? I think pretty comfortably.
So you're not getting the value there.
That's tough. Yeah, I would love to know, Mr. Squishy, what the league is, the scoring, but I don't think I would take it either way. And then we're starting 2 wide receivers out of Rashee Rice, Tyler Lockett, Wan'Dale Robinson, or Jalen Waddle, and then we're starting Baby Cook or Zach Evans. Demon, let me know.
Okay. I don't know what to expect from Evans, so I'm probably going with Cook just because I know I'm likely getting at least 7 points. Like he has about a 7-point
Good
floor.
baseline.
So I'm staying with that. As far as the receivers go, I'm definitely going Waddle, and I'm probably going Wan'Dale. I know he hasn't practiced, but if he's playing, I think I'm going with him, especially against that Washington secondary. He's been seeing targets, and I know the Giants' offense has been bad, but that secondary is atrocious. So,
yeah, no, and I think we're pretty in lockstep here. Rice is always tantalizing because it's Mahomes' targets.
Yeah.
And he could be the one to emerge from the rubble of KC's wide receiver core. You got to start Lockett. That's a no-brainer. And I think, am I starting Waddle too? I mean, damn, it's Waddle, like he's been historically a really productive wide receiver in the NFL. It's his 3rd year. He's been wide receiver 2 and 1.
Week, I think.
Yeah, he could be ascending. So I'd probably go Lockett and Waddle. That's the chalk pick. But I do love your call out of Wan'Dale there. That's I think he's the sort of sexy pick because he's a PPR machine.
Yeah.
Wan'Dale is, and I had the privilege of attending Bills Giants last week. And let me tell you, he had 8 receptions. Oh, yeah. When I say privilege, I actually was partly sarcastic. But he had 8 receptions, and I'm telling you, he could have had 13. That dude gets open. And I kind of thought the ACL might slow him down because his game is so twitchy and predicated on, maneuvering the defender, but no issues whatsoever getting open. Wan'Dale I've liked him since he came into the league, and he just keeps further establishing himself. Torn ACL and all, I still feel like Wan'Dale is really, really sneaky. So, Demon, that being said, the chat has not slowed down one bit, and we're both going to go Cook over Evans, right? I think.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so let's just keep it moving. We have another Rice question, popular name today, from Jade Dragon 91, our boy. We love Jade Dragon 91.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice or Christian Watson at the flex this week, Demon?
I'm going Rashee Rice because of the quarterback. I hate Jordan Love's deep ball. It's just bad. And
It
Christian
is. It's
Watson
not
is a
very
guy.
accurate.
Yeah, Christian Watson's a guy who relies on that deep ball. So I don't love either of them, but I'm going to go Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice seems to be the ascending receiver in
I
Kansas
think
City
so too.
anyway. So
do you think game script wise, because I think this will help us answer the question too, and maybe help us answer questions throughout the hour today. Do you think game script wise, Chiefs Chargers is going to be a shootout? Because I'm kind of projecting that. That's kind of the way I'm leaning. High
it's,
over under.
yeah, I mean, it's a division game. The Chiefs, I expect the Chiefs to score points because that defense is run by Brandon Staley. So
literally.
I expect them to run points, and then the Chargers are going to come out swinging. They're a high volume pass offense. They should be a high volume pass offense, especially against the Chiefs. So
yeah, I don't hate either option here. I'm going to go with Watson myself because they're playing the Broncos. Yeah. And the Broncos, despite holding Mahomes to 19 points and making him look the most human he's ever looked, they have a historically bad defense this season. Yeah. So I do think Christian Watson will get his. He's got a nose for the end zone. He's got a nose for the big play. You're kind of on a dicier. Neither of them are super safe. So, you're kind of on a dicier. You're rolling the dice either way. So
in terms of that game, not to cut you off, but I think
please.
That's going to be a Musgrave game because they are atrocious against the Titans.
That's true. Yeah. And I love Musgrave. He's a great play this week. So thank you, Jade Dragon. We have a couple more questions from Jade Dragon. He did the old Jade Dragon technique, which is just ask a million questions. I love it. We also do have a super flex, which I'm going to get to. Super chat. I'm just in fantasy mode. We also have a super chat that we'll be getting to in just a moment. But Jade Dragon wants to know, should he start Jordan Love after a bye week and a horrible loss against the Raiders' 32nd pass defense, or Geno against the 28th pass defense, Cardinals Demon?
I trust Geno more than I trust Jordan Love. So that's easy for me.
Yeah. I agree. That is also easy. And I think Jordan Love is a fine streamer or like low end QB1. Like if you happen to have Jordan Love and you've made it this far, you're probably going to keep rocking with him. But, moving forward, I would be interested in sort of looking at my options. Like I got a pinky toe out the door when it comes to Jordan Love. He was QB1 for a while, or QB top 5. McFadden loves to tell me how great Jordan Love is in fantasy. I don't know
what his problem is.
He loves Jordan Love, dude. I don't know what it is, but he's not here. No teacher. It's the substitute. And the cool kid. Demon's the cool kid. I'm the substitute teacher.
I wish.
From the glasses. But I would go with Geno as well, and I might rest of season roll with Geno over Love as well. Yeah. So one last Jade Dragon question before we get to the super chat. KJ Osborne, Joshua Palmer, or Drake London at flex, Demon?
Oh, normally I would go KJ Osborne, but I think I might go Drake London. All of a sudden, the Falcons, I see Rhett in the chat, by the way, he's a Falcons fan.
They're frisky.
All of a sudden, they're a high-volume pass offense. It was 3 weeks in a row. Desmond Ritter's throwing for 300 yards.
Yeah.
So I might roll with Drake London here because he could be a high upside play. I think KJ Osborne's the safest play, though.
Yeah. See, and I don't disagree, but I feel like, Demon, is it time that we let week 1 be the past? Is it time that we turn the page on Drake London's goose egg and let him be the wide receiver 2 that we all thought he was going to be? Like, I feel like it's time.
Yeah, I think it is, especially with the way Ritter's been throwing the ball. Again, he's not. I don't love Desmond Ridder, but if he's going to throw for 300 yards, he's got to throw to somebody. He's making Kyle Pitts relevant, and Drake London's a heck of a receiver. So he could be the high upside play. I think if you're looking for the safer floor, it might be KJ Osborne, but I would go Drake London because he's got the touchdown.
Right? Like I feel like we have to start looking at Drake London as that ascending talent that we all thought he was going to be at the beginning of the year. I got battle scars. I have him in our dynasty. I got the 0 points. I lost to the founder of Legit Football. So I will never forgive Drake London for that game. It was
Yeah.
horrendous. But
You and many other people.
I actually did before this. I did a locks video for my other channel, and I have him going over 45.5 receiving yards. Go to your local sports book. Go to your underdog fantasy, your prize picks, your sleeper. Throw $20 on Drake London over 45.5, and then thank me later. It's a lock. Next, we have the super chat. We have Mr. Justin Ziegler, who we just love on the show.
Yes,
He's
we
always
absolutely
coming
do.
in, always showing love. He got offered a trade, Demon. He's giving up St. Brown and a 2024 seventh. What league has? Oh, I see. Maybe it's
Yeah.
like a keeper league or something.
Yeah.
Like what league has 7 rounds of a rookie draft? For Devontae Adams and Jamison Williams. He's thinking no based on quarterback situations. Demon, what do you got for Justin?
I'm not giving up Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, and I do not have hope that Jamison Williams is going to be a thing. I think he'll make the spectacular play once in a while. I don't like him in the long term. Amon-Ra's the guy there. If this is a keeper league, which obviously it is, it's some sort of keeper league.
Got something like that.
St. Brown's early 20s. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Adams is going to be on his way out soon. That 7th round pick isn't probably going to do you much good. So I'm sticking with Amon-Ra.
Actually, Demon, I'm gonna agree with you, and I actually was thinking like, what is the case for the other side? Because I do like Jamison Williams, fine, but more as like a flyer, more as like a dart throw, not so much like I want to throw him in my lineup every week.
Right.
And I love Devontae Adams, but his situation is very murky. He could get traded. You know, it never looks as good as you think it's going to look when they first get traded. It takes some time to get acclimated. And even if he doesn't get traded, you're stuck with targets from right now Brian Hoyer until Garoppolo gets back. And then
or they could go AOC. I mean, you don't know. It could be, it could be
That's
one
great.
of them.
That is great. No, and you know, I always say I want female congressmen funneling my wide receiver 1 target. So no, it's it's not great for Devontae this season. So I think, and St. Brown is the best piece. He's the crown jewel of the trade. So I think you're right, Demon. I think don't overthink it. Amon-Ra could be a top 5 wide receiver consistently. So, you know, keep that one locked in. So we have SGSHR123.
What's up, SG?
We got playing versus Lamar, Tyreek, Etienne, Swift, and Amon-Ra this week. Since Field got hurt, I had to pick up Love at QB. Since I need upside, should I stack him with Watson versus Denver and bench one of Olave or DK? Demon.
Oh, man, I can't bench Olave or DK for Christian Watson. I really
hard.
I know you like this. I know this stuff, but I'm telling you, man, I think it's going to be a Luke Musgrave game. I'm not super high on Christian Watson, especially with Jordan Love throwing to him. So I just think those 2 other receivers have much better upside. What do you think?
I'm not mad at all at the idea. I love that SG is going for upside. He sees what he's up against: Lamar, Tyreek, Etienne, Smith, Amon-Ra. He's playing fantasy football the way it should be played. He's looking at his matchups. He knows what he needs. This isn't a safe week. This is a. But you know what, Demon? And this is like, I hate to say it because I drafted him in the 2nd round of a really important league, but Chris Olave has been killing lineups all season.
Yeah.
And I don't really know that I have much faith that tonight is a good game from him. You know, Jacksonville, has Lawrence been ruled out? Is Lawrence playing? Have we heard any?
I don't know.
Let's try to get, because I feel like game script wise, if we lose Lawrence for that game, then the Saints need 13 points realistically to win, right? Like giving respect where it's due, CJ Beathard is a perfectly fine backup. Okay, it looks like Lawrence is going to play. Okay. But how effective will he be? Will it be a shootout? Will it be a competitive game? I think it might have punt fest written all over it. Yeah. And Olave all year has been killing lineups. So, you know, SG, I'm going to go with Demon in that you don't do it because start your studs is a fantasy football 101. You don't want to be too cute, but I'm giving you permission. I'm not going to hate you or criticize you if you make that choice, SG. So honestly, it really is that type of a situation. So
the thing is also, you know, like you said, start your studs. The moment you sit Chris Olave and he goes off, you're going to be pissed off about it for ages. And SG's had such bad luck with fantasy this year. So I'm trying to really push him in the right direction.
Yeah, I love it. And you do, some part of you has to go down with the ship, right? If it's a guy you drafted in the 2nd round. I'm thinking too, Demon, like I have Olave in a 14-man double flex. So the waiver wire doesn't have no plug and plays, man. Like a couple weeks ago, I had to start Craig Reynolds before he was even a name. And it
Yeah.
was the week he fell into the end zone in garbage time. So it worked out. You have to make those kind of risky plays in deep leagues like that. So SG, live long and prosper. And I am not at all. I won't knock your choice. I won't knock your. Oh, it's harder with the left hand. I'm better at it with my right hand. I won't knock your choice either way, SG. Oh, he's ambidextrous. Okay, Demon, I'm gonna queue up a question for you, and then I'm gonna run and grab a bunch of more questions from the chat because I see it's going off. I'm in the question pool right now, but I see the chat's going off. We appreciate you guys. Keep commenting. Super chats get answered quickly. We absolutely love and appreciate you guys for being here. XR asks, and these are the questions again, Demon. These are the questions from people who have been waiting in our lobby for 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So we love you guys, XR, SG, everybody that we've already answered a question from. You're all the goats. Goats. I mean, there can only be one really, but you all are somehow. Is Puka still a good option as a wide receiver too? I mean, Cooper Kupp coming back, it's terrifying. What do you got?
I'm going to give a shout out to a long-time follower, Fish. That's who this is.
Oh,
He's
let's
a Broncos
go.
fan.
Let's go.
Is Puka still a good option as a wide receiver too? Yes, I was not high on Puka for the beginning of the season. I didn't think he was a very athletic receiver. I just thought he seemed to be the beneficiary of a gap where Cooper Kupp should have been. But Puka's a stud. I mean, I think I can say it now. So yeah, a good option as a wide receiver too. Yeah, I don't think you can get as many guys that are as steady as he is. So
and it's
Puka as a number 2.
It's definitely like he's part of a good offense, right? Like we have to keep perspective there. Like, he did finally have a bad game. He finally came back down to earth.
Yeah.
There's no way that that's going to be the norm. I mean, I think you might have been the one to bring this up, but think about Robert Woods in those old McVay offenses. He always still got his, even when Cooper Kupp was the main beneficiary. So I feel like we have to keep it in perspective and not tilt too much just because he's a 5th round rookie, UDFA. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I feel like if the draft is redrafted today, he's the 101. He's going over Bryce Young. But maybe CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud
was 101. I was going to say, but it's let's not tilt our faces off. The fantasy footballers always say NBA jam rules. You got to have 3 good weeks or 3 bad weeks before we really know the situation. 3 weeks you're on fire, 3 weeks off you are cooled down. So let's give Puka a little bit of a breather. I was able to grab a bunch of questions. You guys are being absolutely unbelievable in the chat. Thank you. Please keep them coming. We have Nick M. Came from TikTok because my team is in shambles. Nick M. You, sir, are a smart fantasy player because you're here. So you know what you need. Pick 2. Pickens, Sutton, KJ Osborne, Deontay Johnson. A name we haven't heard in a while, Demon. Since we've been doing the show, Deontay's been on IR. Welcome back, DJ. Demon, who do you got?
It's easy for me, Pickens and KJ. I don't trust Deontay Johnson, and I am not putting Cortland Sutton anywhere near my lineup. So I don't trust Deontay Johnson. I don't. I need to see that he's going to be healthy.
I don't disagree with you on the Sutton should be far away from your lineup. I don't disagree with you. He did have a phenomenal catch in the end zone last week. I always respect his talent. That's the one thing. It sucks because he is in such a bad situation. He's on such a absolute dumpster fire of a team. I'm sorry if there's any Broncos fans in the chat, but that being said, fantasy football is won with opportunity and statistics. You can't win fantasy football with talent alone. So get Sutton the hell out of here, for lack of a better term. I'll unbutton a little bit. Get him the hell out of here. Pickens I love, and that's an upside play, but you can't pair Pickens and Johnson. It's just not good form for fantasy football. I would maybe trade one of them if you're looking at your own team. I would maybe see if the DJ coming off the IR gives him any sort of a trade spike. But if it's me running the team, Demon, and there's an upside. There's always a case to be made for upside. There's always a case to be made for safety. Deontay Johnson has been a PPR machine since coming into the league. Yes, he had severe touchdown regression last year. Hopefully there's a positive regression this year on touchdowns for Deontay. Didn't start out early, but he's a safety blanket. He's a young quarterback's best friend. I would go KJ and Deontay, and I would try to flip Pickens and Sutton for, some sort of a underperforming stud running back. Maybe go out and try to. Everybody should be checking in on their Bijan manager, because
Yeah.
Bijan's been a little not exactly what was promised, and that's only from a statistical standpoint. He looks the part, but he hasn't been putting up those crazy numbers like we all thought. So try to package those two. See if you can go grab Bijan's shooting high, Saquon's shooting high, but see if you can go grab a James Cook, right? See if you can go grab a guy, a Dameon Pierce, a guy who the lid's just waiting to come off of. But Nick M, great question, and we're glad that you're here. You're a smart man. Pro Football Demon, we have Richard Hall. What do you think about the Bears Raiders backup QB bowl? And I'm going to expand the question. What does this do for fantasy football? Are those players, are they no-nos? Do they get strikes on your decisions for, we've already learned I have to start Badgett and Hoyer because Dak Prescott and CJ Stroud are on buying a super flex and God hates me. So you tell me, Demon, does this significantly impact those players, and what do you think about the game in general?
I don't think it significantly impacts the players. I mean, both of these defenses have looked pretty bad. So as far as offensive play goes, I mean, you can get some ridiculous fantasy points just because of that. So I want to, just because they're bad teams, especially the fact that you have a guy like DJ Moore who has been popping lately. You have a guy like Devontae Adams. I mean, these are players that can. They're not necessarily quarterback dependent. Well, DJ Moore's been in the past. I guess he's been in bad situations, but I don't know. I think DJ Moore can if I had him on any team, I would start him this week just to see. And I'm definitely starting Devontae Adams. I'm definitely starting Jacoby Myers. Might even start Michael Mayer too, because
I like Mayer. Yeah, I like him. He's good.
I'm not shying too far away from it just because of the backup quarterback situation.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think you have to temper your expectations a little bit. We talked earlier with, I believe it was SG, and he was like, I'm aware that I need upside. So if you're a team that you need a blow-up game, I don't know if this is going to be the game to find it. If you need a blow-up game, I might steer clear. I might go with like a more of a dart throw kind of option. Like, I'm going to say some gross names right now, but if you're looking at pivoting off of, say, but Jacoby Myers is just such a safety blanket demon. I can't bench Jacoby Myers. I don't even care if it's Brian Hoyer.
You can't. And Michael Mayer's been seeing targets.
Mayer's great, and Adams is great. Those three you start. But if we're getting into the murkier waters here, I think DJ Moore you have to start. But I mean, if we start looking Cole Kmet, if we start looking Darnell Mooney, which you probably weren't starting him anyway.
Yeah.
I think you maybe want to start looking more in the range of like the Darius Slayton types, the Jahan Dotson types. Wandale. Get your hands on Wand. Dude. And you know what's crazy, man? He was so far down the list. I was doing my waiver bids in another league the other day, and he was so far down the list. I was like, I don't even have to prioritize. I'll pick him up after. I'll save my priority. Yeah. And he was the first pick. He was the first pickup. Wandale is, hey, he's not a secret anymore. Okay.
No. And another guy, if you need help with a receiver, could over the next few weeks too, could be Kendrick Bourne. I mean, he's seeing targets too, so I
would keep him out of your lineup this week. I don't think he's going to have much success against Buffalo, or maybe he will due to if.
Well, you're a Buffalo fan, so you don't think anybody's going to have success against Buffalo.
Hey, who has Demon 9 points last
Zach
week?
Wilson has.
Hey, you're damn right. You're damn right. All right. Well, before this turns into a Homer Fest, which it could turn into, I'd be very okay with that.
Yeah.
We have another question here. We have Jorge Games. Jorge wants to know if Julio Jones is a good pickup.
I mean, if you have the bench space, he's Julio Jones. I mean, we're seeing Adam Thielen at like 39 years old, just get target after target.
It's actually 42, Demon.
Yeah. I mean, Zacharias, behind AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, there's not really much in Philly. If Julio Jones can still catch a football, I mean, could he be good for 3-4 receptions a game, and who knows what he does with it. So yeah, he'd be a fine pickup. Stash him on your bench. Could he be a weekly flex option for you? Could he be turned into like a wide receiver 3? Perhaps. I mean, we know what Julio Jones was, and if he's a fraction of that in an offense like this, he's going to pop. I'm not saying he's going to be a league winner, but he'll get you. You know, you might feel safe putting him in to get you that 7 to 10 points that you look for, like a wide receiver 3 or flex spot.
Yeah, I'm not at all mad at the speculative flyer ad of Julio Jones. Make sure you have the roster space, like Demon said. Maybe if you have one of those guys who got hurt this past week, if you have like a, Khalil Herbert or something, or a Roshan, somebody who's injured, banged up, somebody who's been marked out, so you can save the roster space. Because Julio really, to me, is very speculative. I don't think you're going to be starting him in the next 5 to 10 games, right? Like, so I would say maybe be very careful about wasting a roster spot. If you need people that you're going to have to start, don't do it. But if you have the bandwidth, if you have depth, I mean, he's not a bad handcuff for like an AJ Brown. AJ Brown goes down, Julio probably becomes the red zone threat, right? I mean,
yeah, and it could be. I mean, more like 3 games that he is actually out there.
Yeah. So definitely something that's worth looking into. So not a bad pickup. I don't think either of us are saying blow your fab or anything along those lines, but definitely not a bad place to look if you're desperate for receiver help. I'm gonna do another one, Demon, where I queue up a question, and again, the chat is just popping off. I'm mostly monitoring the questions because I want to, I'm emceeing today. I'm doing the McFadden, the producer role, but I see the chat going off, and I want to make sure I'm keeping up because Demon, you got some electric people who come to the regulars, man. I like the regulars, man. I want to give a special shout out to y'all, man. You guys make this what it is. So we appreciate y'all, Demon and Legit Football. So thank you. We have Chris Bahasa. We're gonna go with Bahasa. Starting roster for tonight: Goff, Bijan, Eckler, Kupp, Waddle, Laporta, Olave. Bench is JT, Fields, White, Monty, Ramondre, Lockett, Jamal. Who should I trade for?
Oh, this is an interesting question.
It is.
Chris, I just want to give you a shout out. Chris is always in the chat. Chris is as loyal as they come. Great to see you, man. So who should you trade for? So this is a loaded question because what do you think? What are you looking for? So you have Goff, Bijan, Eckler, Kupp, Waddle, Laporta, Olave. I mean, that's on paper that looks like a fantastic lineup.
Right? I mean, right.
Yeah, you have JT. JT, I'm assuming, is Jonathan Taylor, Fields, White, Monty, Ramondre.
White, Monty. I mean, it's got to be. It can't be a 12 or 14. It's got to be. It's got to be more shallow than that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that team is just stacked.
The team is incredible. Man, I'm trying to think of a name that is maybe on the cusp of something that you can get pretty cheap, but maybe try for a quarterback upgrade, maybe. I don't know. You got a lot of pieces here. You might be able to upgrade quarterback. You might be able to grab a I don't know, what's his name? What's your quarterback's name again? That big giant freak in Buffalo.
Yo, you talking about
Josh Allen?
17. I can't think of. Josh Allen. That's right. That's right. Love that guy. Go get Josh. That's a great idea, Demon. Actually, I'm surprised you said that.
That's the only thing I could really think of because you seem pretty good everywhere else. You have depth. So, I mean, I would look to try to upgrade that quarterback. See if you can grab, trade a couple of these pieces away. See if you can grab a Josh Allen and maybe, I don't know what the teams look like, but, maybe a Jalen Warren on the side, as a throw-in or something like that.
Yeah. And Demon, you did an absolutely brilliant job there filling space. I got you. I'm going to jump in here real quick. Demon's right. Josh Allen is the play. You have such depth. I mean, if JT still has perceived depth or value in your league, the Zach Moss and JT situation is kind of looking a little bit murky. I have them both in one league, and it just pisses me off because I know I should start Zach Moss, but I can't bring myself to do it over JT. I also can't bring myself to do both. But the last handful of weeks, that's been the call. So it's a tough call. I might get out of the JT situation while I can. Maybe find the Zach Moss owner and flip him. But Chris, you're killing it, man. You did a great job on this team. I'd say try to flip JT for Quads. Quads is my go-to name because I think he's underperformed a little bit. He's been banged up.
I don't know. I don't know how comfortable I am getting rid of JT though. To be honest. To be honest, yeah.
You wouldn't do straight up right now. You wouldn't do straight up JT for Quads. I would.
I don't think you would get the value for JT that you could right now. And I think towards the end of the season, I mean, he could be a league winner.
Yeah, in a dynasty,
potential. Yeah,
he's a hold for sure.
So that's my only issue with JT is we know what he is. look what Zach Moss is doing in that backfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're getting the same amount and the same number of carries, and JT starts getting more acclimated to playing, he's going to take off. And there's no way you can keep giving Zach Moss the ball if JT's just running all over the place. So I don't know how comfortable I am selling him low right now, but I would try to pair, like a Goff and, maybe like a Monty. I know Monty's hurt, but, or Ramondre or something. See if you can, even throw Fields in there, see if you can get that quarterback upgrade.
Yeah, absolutely. So great question, Chris. We appreciate the creativity of it. Very open-ended, and we went for it, Demon, because that's what we do. So we have Vinny here, and he wants to know, and it's a couple murky options: Ridley with a banged up Lawrence, or DJ Moore with Tyson Bagent this week.
This has been the oh my God, what's his name? The Christian Kirk. Yeah, that's what.
Yes.
This has been the Christian Kirk show so far.
He's taken over
recently.
100%.
Yeah. So I'm going DJ Moore. I think he has the higher upside.
Even with a backup QB.
Even with a backup QB.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I like it.
Yeah.
I think I might go Ridley just for the safety of Lawrence is playing, and it's a Thursday, so you have a little bit. We've talked about this before on the show. It does help to have a little information going into the weekend. It does help to know in advance a little bit. So I'd probably go Ridley, but I might also look to see if like Wandale's on the waiver and just throw Wandale in there. Because I think those are both, until those positions stabilize, Lawrence's health, Ridley's usage, and Fields' health, I kind of feel like it's dicey across the board there.
Bagent might not be a bad passer, though.
He
know
might.
what I mean? Like he might not be a bad passer, so he might actually be those short passes that DJ Moore can eat up and just take to the house. I think might be able to hit those.
I liked Bagent in preseason. He had some extended run against the Bills. I think he's a good player. He's got juice. He's very fast, which is something I love to see. I think he should run. I don't know what Demon, I don't know about you, but I love over-under parlays, underdog fantasy, prize picks, sleeper. I'm a freaking fiend for those. So I'd love to know what the line is on Bagent's rushing, because I might take, if it's like 20 or in that range, I might take the over. I think he'll get a good chunk of change on the ground. Jorge is back, and Jorge, I gotta say, the photo there of the me, very scary, very ominous, very fitting for spooky season. Is he going to give Darren Waller a chance, Demon, or should he just keep trotting out Sam Laporta?
Ordinarily, this would be easily Laporta for me, but
same.
Because of that Washington offense, I wouldn't hate trying to go for the upside play with Darren Waller, but I can't see me, if I have Laporta, I can't see me starting Waller over him.
Yeah, I think Laporta is as close to a must start at tight end as we have. Honestly, I think he's maybe slotting into the dynasty tight end too. Is that gross? You think he's already there?
I think he's already there.
Is Kelsey still the one? Is
Kelsey has more fantasy points than any other tight end, and he missed week 1.
Yeah, he's such a freak. I love Travis Kelsey.
Yeah. No, Pitts is ticking up a little bit.
I think so, and I think in dynasty especially. But Jorge, don't bench Sam Laporta. You can't do it, unfortunately. It's good that you have Waller. I might flip him at this point.
I like the thinking, especially if he has a big week this week.
Yes.
Which I think he might,
He had a nice game against Buffalo. He didn't get in the end zone, but he moved the ball, had some catches. It was not held on that final play, right, Demon?
Oh my God.
All right, let's keep it moving. All right, Mr. Jorge, we appreciate you. I just wanted to give a special shout out to Oscar. Oscar is the freaking GOAT, one of the best legit football supporters. He just wants to express that he hopes everything's good. We appreciate you, Oscar. Back at you, man. For real. You're the GOAT. Good to see you. Justin Spiewak. Great name. Absolutely great name. He sounds like a protagonist of a early 2000s high school comedy. Should I start Stevenson or Gibbs?
I'm starting Gibbs, especially with Monty out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Demon. How long have I been saying that Gibbs is due? Is this the week? Is he due?
I think he did. I mean, if he doesn't do it this week, then I think it's rough sledding the rest of the way. But
he's a warm body, Demon.
Yeah.
And that's all you need in Detroit
now. He's talented.
Of course.
The thing is, like, this isn't a guy that we've never heard of before. This isn't an undrafted free agent. This is a Jahmyr Gibbs, man. This is like Alvin Kamara light.
Yeah,
Um,
could have been, was a second round pick in a lot of fantasy leagues.
yeah,
Has not panned out the way we all hoped, but alas, this is the week that all the wrongs of the world can be righted. I would like to see him force his way onto the field. Stevenson's playing the Bills. I saw a comment that said the Bills' run D sucked. I don't think they suck. I think they are okay. I mean, Quads did get his, but and so did ETN. Okay, maybe they suck. I'm realizing in real time they might suck. I appreciate you guys. See, I'm growing. I'm learning.
you are.
Um, so good question, Justin. We appreciate you. SG's back, and we just absolutely love him. And I just want to laugh because he's roasting Derek Carr's 3-yard ducks to Kamara. How can you even throw a 3-yard pass as a duck? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty sure, my nieces and nephews could throw a 3-yard pass. That wouldn't be a duck, So I like
we've
where
seen it. We've seen it with quarterbacks. I've
it's a
seen
good
it
roast.
with mostly with Jets quarterbacks, by the way. So
A topic Demon is all too familiar with.
yeah,
Don't ever since Chad Pennington, don't trigger him. Okay, let's take it easy. I liked Pennington. I'm talking
love
smack.
Pennington.
He was great. He
Yeah,
was one of the best you guys have had, right?
yeah. He's behind Vinny. It's for me.
Yeah.
It's Vinny and Chad. Those are the
Oh,
two.
dude, the
Yeah.
fact that you have Vinny above Chad is crazy, dude. That's just it's longevity, man. He was what
Yeah.
he played until he was 71.
Yeah. 71.
Very
Exactly. I think I
impressive.
was it.
Very impressive. Javier Mraz, what's up, buddy? We have trade Keenan Allen for Walker and Ayuk.
Wow, I might do this. I love Keenan Allen, but Brandon Ayuk is a stud, and Kenneth Walker has been a stud. So you're getting two for the price of one. Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, I think I would too. It hurts because Keenan Allen is that good.
Yeah.
He's got to be a top 5 fantasy wide receiver so far in the year. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he was top 3.
Yeah.
He's absolutely eating week in and week out. PPR machine, knows for the end zone. But you're right, man. Ayuk rest of season. I mean, he's Brock Purdy's favorite target. Ken Walker is almost a weekly lock for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So this doesn't make me mad at all. It's tough. I mean, you are probably parting ways with the best piece in the trade, but they're all such good pieces, and it feels very fair. If you need depth and you need more like volume, if you'd be liquidating Keenan to create 2 startable assets, I'm not mad at it at all. Demon, I want to give a special shout out to our friend Rhett. He might be one of the most consistent chatters in our chats that I've seen, and he's very funny. At times a bit savage, but we love him for it. I think that might be his staple. So this is us collectively on the show, Rhett, wishing you luck on your leg day and chest day.
Chest day. What a maniac.
It was a weird combo.
Chest on the same day, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's a weird combo, man. All more power to you. Live long and prosper once again. All right. Now let's get back to some fantasy. Kevin wants to know if he should start Trevor Lawrence or Matthew Stafford.
Oh, I think I'm starting Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Let me see who the Rams are playing. But go ahead.
The Rams are playing the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Stafford.
It's a better matchup, but the Steelers do eat quarterbacks alive. And I don't know if you remember, I can't get the images of the Sunday night football game, or it might have been even Monday, where the Stafford just got eaten alive by the Bengals pass rush. And the Steelers have a very good pass rush. So I'm not overly confident. Plus, no Kyren Williams, no Ronnie Rivers. They're trotting out their third, fourth, fifth, and sixth string running backs, according to Sean McVay. They're all going to see some run. So, it's definitely it takes a little bit of a hit, Demon. But I think I agree with you because Lawrence has questionable health, and the Saints defense is actually sneaky. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with you.
And the receivers for the Rams are, I mean, well, you have Olave.
They're good.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting my wires crossed. You get this. The receivers for the Rams are better than the receivers.
They're great. Yeah, you have Puka, you have Cooper Kupp, you have Tutu Atwell. I don't love Van Jefferson. Oh, he's gone, so he can't hurt us anymore.
Yeah.
Nick M just wants to thank us for answering his question. Thank you, Nick M. Seriously, you guys are what make us who we are. So don't stop with the questions, comments, love, and all that. Demon, I am back to a disgusting amount of chats to manage. So I'm going to give you a question and you're going to run with it. Trade Hurts, Brian Robinson, Calvin Ridley, and Kittle for Kenneth Walker, Debo, and Brock Purdy. That is a juicy, spicy blockbuster trade, Demon. Tell me
Yeah, that
what the answer
really
is.
is. Well, okay. So for me, Debo's hurt. I like Hurts over Purdy. So you're looking at basically Kenneth Walker that you'd be trading all those assets for. Now, I'm not the biggest Ridley fan, not the biggest Brian Robinson fan, but we've seen Kittle pop. Man, I don't. All right, so I don't think you would be losing much giving up Hurts for Purdy, to be honest. And then you would be getting Kenneth Walker when Debo plays. Debo's a stud, but I want to know what your tight end situation is beyond Kittle after that, because if you could pick up if Michael Mayer's on your waiver wire, pick him up. I think I'm okay with this. I think I'm okay with this because of the Kenneth Walker thing. I'm just like such a mark for Kenneth Walker, and it's not like you're getting nothing else in return along with him. So I think I would actually do this.
Yeah, you know what? I hate losing Hurts, but
Yeah,
Purdy is so damn consistent. Hurts might have a game or two where he hurts you a little bit, like last week. No pun intended. Purdy did hurt you last week, but usually he doesn't. Purdy's
yeah.
been the pinnacle of consistency. He finally had a regular season loss, Demon. Ding
I
dong,
guess
the woods is
incredible
dead.
defense too. So
Yeah,
let's look at
absolutely.
that.
I don't love Debo. But the thing is, there is, oh, and you're giving more away though. That's the thing too. You're giving away 4 pieces for 3, but you are getting Ken Walker, who's probably the best
Yeah,
piece. I hope you have
I
a good.
think for me, I'm sorry, but Ridley and Brian Robinson are just even Kittle is a little inconsistent. So if you can, that's why I was saying if you could pick up like a Michael Mayer as tight end, or I'm sure you might be pretty good at tight end if you're willing to part with Kittle, then it would make a little more sense to me. But um, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kev.
Oh no, dude, you're killing this. No, I'm actually just letting you go because I'm still not caught up in the chat. You guys are unbelievable tonight, and we can't thank you enough. This is the backbone of the show, so please, please, please keep it going.
So JTA Fitness, I would do this again. Like, see what you can pick up in terms of tight end. If you can pick up a
Yeah,
Michael Mayer, or if you're good at tight end already, that's fine.
Musgrave.
Yeah, Musgrave.
I'd not getting on the. I think Kincaid's breakout is due, Demon. I think we saw what the Bills' offense looked like the last 2 weeks without Kincaid.
Oh, we're
Inept.
getting into Buffalo Bills
It's
talk
due,
now.
Demon. Demon's like start Tyler Conklin,
Yeah, Tyler
Zach
Conklin
Wilson.
and start all.
He's not a bad bench stash, honestly.
No,
All right, we have one more question of Demon riffing and extending for me while I catch up on the chat. Traded Higgins for Puka straight up. Oof, I got a lot of thoughts on this, but Demon,
yeah.
kick us off.
I like it. I'm not the biggest fan of T. Higgins this year. They're talking about him possibly even being traded. You could see him in like a New England uniform before the year's out, but before the trade deadline. But yeah, I think you won with this. Puka is going to be a fixture in that offense. Yeah, he's going to have a bad week from time to time, but I think when he plays, he's going to have more consistent weeks than he doesn't. And I've come around on Puka. I wasn't big on Puka. But, when Joe Burrow's looked better, but still we're not sure what that situation is going to be over time. And Higgins just hasn't looked good. So Puka has. So
yeah, man, the T Higgins stuff is just it's gut wrenching for me, man.
yeah.
A couple days before the season, I swung a huge trade centered around Aaron Jones. I went out and I got T Higgins in a dynasty, and I felt like such a genius. And everybody's like, bro, why do you hate your cousin? Why'd you fleece your cousin? And now I'm the one with egg on my face.
Yeah.
T Higgins is a freaking grenade. He blew up in my hand. I've been saying fade him for years, but I listen to the analysts. I listen to your favorite fantasy analyst's favorite fantasy analyst who tells you to start T Higgins and this, that, and the third. And now I feel like an idiot. And yeah, I would probably do it as well. Right now, if I got offered Puka straight up for T Higgins, as disgusting as it sounds and as weird and of the moment as it feels, I would do it as well, Demon. I'm with you on this. So shout out to you, Mark. Great trade. We have Malcolm Senegal. With only Swift starting, should I trade Kittle, CeeDee Lamb, and DeAndre Swift for Nico Collins, Kyron Williams, and Jonnu Smith?
I'm not doing that. No, I'm keeping DeAndre Swift. I'm keeping CeeDee Lamb. I'm keeping George Kittle. As much as I love Nico Collins, and I think Kyron Williams could be out until like week 11. We don't know. Like, this could be an extended thing for him.
Yeah.
And Jonnu Smith, we're seeing more of an uptick with Kyle Pitts there. So this isn't like the Jonnu Smith show in Atlanta, even though it has looked like that at times, but
Yeah.
I'm not giving up an asset like CeeDee Lamb or DeAndre Swift.
And we did talk about being a prisoner of the moment, right? And it feels like
Yeah,
this trade would be the ultimate prisoner of the moment.
it would. Yeah,
Kittle, yes, he's struggled. He's really had one boom game, honestly. CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys offense is what it is. It's also a little disgusting. And then DeAndre Swift, he's great. He's been great. And he does seem to be the lone starter in Philly, which is cool. But Nico Collins, Kyron Williams, and Jonas Smith, those are three of the buzziest pickups this year. They're three of the buzziest names this year. But let's not forget, you ever hear the saying, Demon, dance with the girl who brought you? I kind of feel like that's what we should be doing here. We have the girl who brought us. We have Kittle. We have CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Swift. They're three fantasy football mainstays. At least Kittle and CeeDee. Swift, he's new to the party this year, but he's showing up though. He's showing up and showing out.
Yeah.
I'm dancing with the girl that brought you there, Malcolm. But not a bad question. We have Nuka Bat. I don't play fantasy, so maybe I should check out of the stream. I just showed up for Moral Sport. We appreciate you, Nuka Bat.
Nuka is also a true blue guy who shows up in the chat all the time. What's up, Nuka?
Dude, the amount of just love and just this dude's like, I don't watch fantasy, but I want to hang out with some cool fellas. Demon, you from the East Coast?
I am from New Jersey. I'm a Jersey guy.
I knew there was a reason we hit it off so much. I didn't know. I'm from Rochester, bro. I'm from the city of Rochester, right next to Buffalo. So I knew there was a reason why we got along so well. But yeah, if you want to hang out with a couple East Coast guys, actually McFadden, that applies when McFadden's here too. He's from Florida. He counts.
He's from Florida originally, right?
He counts.
Yeah.
He absolutely counts. So I do roast and I do, Florida people, we all know about Florida, man. But McFadden is better than most people from Florida. I will say that. Miguel, Hawkinson or Waller this week, Demon?
Ooh, this one I might go Waller just because of the matchup. I think Waller's got the higher ceiling, to be honest here. I wouldn't hate you starting Hawkinson though. He's probably the safer play.
Yeah,
but the matchup is just so interesting to me.
Yeah, the Waller matchup is beautiful.
Yeah.
You've kind of pointed out that the Giants and the Commanders have had their battles. They've had their dump fests. So and if Tyrod's playing again, which Jesus, I hope he is.
Join us for the live stream.
If Tyrod's playing again, that would be huge. But it's totally cool either way. I'm not mad either way. Hawkinson, it's just the Niners are tough. That's all.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Takedo Luna, who we absolutely love.
What's up, Takedo?
He's the GOAT. He's an all-timer. Thank you for being in the chat. Start 3. I think we should maybe get into rapid fire, Demon. What do you think? We're getting towards that time. We got 11 minutes. All right, start 3. Debo, Olave, Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers, Pittman, and McLaurin. So much for rapid fire. That's 7 players.
Jacoby, Pittman, and Devontae Smith for me.
He's going with Jacoby, even though he's got the backup QB. I'm not mad at it. Smith, yes. Smith, yes. Pittman does also. Yeah, you're right. I might go Smith, Myers, Pittman. But Olave would be my next man up, unfortunately. I love Terry McLaurin, but that hasn't been the case this year.
We picked the same guys there. Did you know that?
Oh, I did. Look at us. Look at us. It was a roundabout way, but we got there. George Play 01 is 6-0. His team is Tua, CMC, Kenneth, Kupp, Olave, Goddard, and Baby Cook in the flex. His bench is Dell, Deontay, Roshan, Warren, Evans, Jameson, JSN, and Fields. Do you think, given his roster, should he trade Baby Cook for Devon A-Chain?
Yes.
A-Chain.
Yes.
Okay.
If you can get Devon A-Chain, get him. And if you're giving up James Cook,
I say it begrudgingly, but I would too. Damn it. Okay.
Traitor.
This is not nice of you to do to me, even though I'm the one picking the questions. Dalton Schultz or Darren Waller? We know Demon's answer.
Yeah, I'm going Darren Waller.
He's all in on Waller this week. So when Waller busts, remember to come after Demon.
He could bust, but the potential is there, man. So
doing this show, it's made me realize when you're making takes on literally every player across every game, you're gonna get some wrong, man. I've learned to forgive myself, man. It's a lesson in self-love.
Yeah.
Being a fantasy analyst, it really is. Chris, don't feel bad for me. I just wanted to say that he feels bad for the people who drafted Gibbs in the 3rd round. Don't feel bad for me. I don't feel bad for myself. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to see what he does rest of the season. Trevor or Brian McFadden's favorite player, Sam Howell?
Yeah, I'm going with Trevor. Sam Howell doesn't
Giants.
look.
Giants.
It's the Giants, but it's still Sam Howell. You know, I mean, I don't
It's a good
know.
matchup.
It is a good matchup. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't hate Sam Howell, but I don't know. I'd have a hard time
You're
starting
taking
him
the
over
safety,
Trevor
even though
Lawrence.
he's a little banged up. You're taking the safety of the prince who was promised, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I am, and it's probably going to end up shooting me in the foot, especially since it's the Saints. But
Dude, I can dig it. I am
for
at
some reason, I could just see Sam Howell in this division game, just like
just
looking.
poop in the bed. I can see
Yeah,
it.
like I don't know, man.
I can see it. Rhett wants us to use our future telling device, the one that Demon frequently
There
references in
is
his
no future
iconic,
telling device.
so funny. I was one of my favorite bits that Demon does in his videos. If you guys haven't seen those, you probably have if you're in this chat, but if you haven't seen him, go watch him, man. This guy's a genius.
I appreciate it.
Jaden traded Waddle and Kittle for Ingram and Sutton. Did he win?
I'm sorry, Jaden. I really wish I could say you did.
That's
But
a
you
hard
did
loss
not.
to me.
Yeah,
You lost on both fronts.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jaden, you should come ask us before you make these deals.
Yeah, seriously, Jaden. What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? No, we appreciate you. Puka for Devontae.
If it is because the quarterback situation in Vegas is so, oh man, this is hard. It's to Devontae Adams. It's probably.
See, this is what I'm saying. We tilted so hard. The mainstream media, Puka Nacua is your favorite fantasy analyst's favorite player. We're in this place, we're in this world where he's like this Puka Nacua or Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and what's the answer? I don't know.
I'm trying to look at it. If I had this on my plate, I would be thinking, number one, well, Devontae could get traded, so I could miss him. I could have him out of my lineup for a couple of weeks. But
transition period.
But if I am okay at receiver, if I can pick up, like a couple of guys we talked about, pick up a Wan'Dale Robinson if I need a receiver, or somebody that can get me past those few weeks. I think towards the end of the season, Devontae could smash if that happens.
Yeah,
it's so weird though because we don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be in Vegas. But
now let's say. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I'll just keep talking if you don't cut me off.
I love it. No, please. That's why I'm here. I want you to. I was just gonna say, in Dynasty, does it become easier to take Puka because of the age?
Okay, it does. Yeah.
Just checking. I agree. Puka in Dynasty, Devontae in redraft. That's my official stance on it.
Yeah,
Great
I
question.
think that sounds good.
We appreciate you, NY. I got some fun ones here just because
our chat. Just get rid of this.
I got some fun ones here because the guys in our chat. Rhett wants us to know that Fitzpatrick was the best Jet QB. And y'all should have made the playoffs. I apologize. I don't remember what exactly happened that week 17 when you guys didn't make the playoffs. It was like a win and in or something. I don't remember what happened.
They lost.
I don't. Oh, did they? Oh,
yeah.
That must. Do you remember who?
I don't remember offhand.
I think it was Buffalo. If I'm, I thought
it came to me. Dolphins. It might be Buffalo. Again, try to forget these things, man. Why you guys bringing this stuff up?
I love it, but it's my feelings are a little hurt. But he says it won't even take you 13 seconds to catch up. I mean, I will never live that one down. That was the worst. And to Cato just poking fun at Rich's love for Matthew Crapford.
He loves Crapford.
We are out of the portion of the show where there's going to be any sense of organization. We still have 5 minutes, and I want to capitalize. So let's keep attacking. We're going to keep asking questions. Olave over Pittman?
No.
Pittman over Olave?
Yeah.
Rest of season or just this week?
Rest of season.
Okay.
Pittman's
half point,
smashing.
half PPR. Ayuk, Puka, Ridley, Gibbs, Taylor, Ford. Oh, I don't know what that is.
One wide receiver.
Oh, one. I see. Okay.
So pick one. All right, one receiver out of Ayuk, Puka, and Ridley. I'm going Ayuk. If I'm picking one running back over Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Jerome Ford. Oh, I'm going Jonathan Taylor. I'm sorry. I know you're.
And then your flex.
And then my flex, I would probably go Puka.
So you're leaving Gibbs on your bench here.
I'm leaving Gibbs on my bench.
The only warm body in Detroit's backfield is going to be on your bench.
The only warm body in Detroit's backfield because of the thing. Look, he could be incredible this week.
You know that's my guy. I gotta plant my flag.
You just know Dan Campbell has some guy that he pulled off the street that weighs like 240, and he's going to give 20 touches to.
Do they still have a fullback? Do they still have Kabinda? I think Kabinda's going to get 30 carries this week. Don't ask me why I know Detroit's fullback's name. I'm a weird football fan. I gotta agree with you. I was thinking about Puka over Ayuk, but just picturing a Niners Vikings shootout, I just think Ayuk could get one of those long Ayuk tutties. And then I'll go Gibbs, and then I'll flex Puka. Taylor, I need to see
No
him get the
Jonathan
lion's share.
Taylor.
I
Your
need to
hate
see
for
him get the
Jonathan
workload, man.
Taylor is palatable.
It's
Man.
making me sick, but it's
Oh.
very real. We're absolutely crushing it right now. We have Nicholas Mule in the chat, Palmer, Curtis Samuel, or Mayer at flex. Interesting.
I'm probably going Curtis Samuel, but I like that you have Mayer on your roster. I'm going Curtis Samuel though.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Let's see here. We have Joey Crack in the chat. That's my dog right there. That's my A1 day one. Got here as fast as he could. He must have had a closing shift at the restaurant in Florida. Jonu or Michael Mayer, full point PPR. Demon's been singing Mayer's praises all day.
Yeah, and I'm going Michael Mayer because
Gotta
Kyle
go
Pitts is becoming a thing, man. So Kyle Pitts is the better tight end anyway. So
I mean, honestly, we have Chris. Has to be the Gibbs week, right? Yes, Chris. It does have to be the Gibbs week. If Gibbs doesn't have it this week, you will never see me on the show again. I take that
telling
back.
you, there's some guy we've never heard of that we're all going to be like, he's the hot waiver wire pickup of this week because they gave him 50 touches.
It's going to be Kabinda. It's going to be their fullback. I promise you. And we're all going to throw up. Every fantasy player is going to throw up. Takado, should I trade Hill and Waddle for Puka and Cup? 12 pack. Oh, and a 12 pack.
Don't even pay attention to his question. I'm not even answering this. Takado, get out of here.
You throw the Taco Bell in there and it becomes interesting. He's watching the Phillies right now in Holy Health. This is a football show. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. We have Joe Crack in the chat. Full PPR flex. And this is going to be our last question, Demon. Or maybe we got two more.
Well, I'm going live for the game, so if any of you guys want to ask questions on that live chat, you can come in. Kev's always welcome to join me. It could be the fourth quarter. It could be whenever.
And that's my dog. And you might just see me pop in.
Face down there. If I see your face down there, I'm letting you in.
I got a Lunchable I got to eat after this, but when I'm done, I'll see how I feel. Right. What are we thinking, Demon? Full PPR, Curtis, or what a disgusting question. Talk about being prisoner
I'm going Curtis Samuel, though, because Najee Harris.
You're that serious against Najee. You're just.
I do not like Najee Harris.
But isn't that who's the matchup? They're playing a team. The Rams, bro. Like, do the Rams does their run D scare you that much?
Najee Harris scares me that much against a defense that's partially good. The guy runs like he's in quicksand. I think Curtis Samuel is look. Najee is the safer floor, and the floor is probably 6 points.
7, yeah,
7 points. Curtis Samuel could get you 30, maybe.
Yeah, he could maybe 30. Well, he's playing the Giants, and the Giants' defense sucks, so it's definitely possible.
Najee getting you 30 points,
I'm not mad at the upside play. I think, unfortunately, Jahan Dotson has completely been almost phased out of that offense. I think Curtis Samuel is playing the role we all thought Dotson would have. Very, very unfortunate. I'm loving. There's a lot of love for Tyrod Taylor in the chat right now, and I just want to say, Demon, knowing that I had tickets to that game and hearing that Dimes was questionable. Look, I was a Bills fan when I've been a Bills fan since I was in diapers. But when Tyrod broke the drought, he solidified himself in my mind as a player I'll always love. So I love that he's getting another crack. He should be the starter moving forward, right? How can they put Dimes back in?
Brian Dable said he's not going to be.
How?
Is that coach speak or what?
But how?
Well, I mean, Brian Dable looked like he was going to suplex him at halftime.
Yeah, he did. And that was the difference in the game. They kicked that field goal there. Then they don't need to go. They don't need to score the touchdown. They kick the chip shot field goal, and Kevin goes home sad.
Yeah.
So
look, if as of right now, he's not going to be the starter. But if the Giants look formidable over the next couple of weeks, if Daniel Jones is out, I don't know how you can go back to Daniel Jones. But the thing is, you're paying Daniel Jones the money, so that's how you go back to him.
Yeah. It was an absolutely brilliant, brilliant time with you today, Pro Football Demon. I want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys don't even know how much this means to us. You guys are the backbone of the Fantasy Q&A show. With no Q's, there's no A's. So I want to thank you guys profusely. We did it without Brian McFadden today. We missed him horribly, but it was still amazing, Demon. I'm stoked with what we were able to accomplish today. We got through a lot of questions. I always feel better about my fantasy prospects after the show because I feel like talking through everything, it's like therapy. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about my team. And Rhett, I love the jokes, man. I do. Keep them coming because you and Joe are going to be jostling for the comic relief of this chat room for the coming week. So I appreciate everybody. Demon, you got anything you want to say to the Pro Football Demon universe before we sign out?
Brett, Chris, all you guys that SG, all you guys that came in, man, That's good to see. And again, we're going to be going live for this Thursday night game. So anybody who hasn't been on the Pro Football Demon for a live stream, check it out because we have the most amazing chat room. It is a blast. We're going to hang out. Hopefully, Kev will join us. We'll see. If he doesn't,
I might just have to. No, I might just have to with all the anticipation. I got to crush this Lunchable, man. I got to dive in, man.
Right,
thank you guys. I appreciate you all, Demon. It's always a blast. It's always a privilege and an honor to share the screen with you, man. This has been Legit Football, Pro Football Demon, Fantasy Q&A show, and we are out.